Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ita Milani. So I'm currently in the car. Eliot has a doctor's appointment today because at his 4-month checkup, the doctor said that she heard that he has a heart murmur, so she wanted to see him in a month to see how it's doing and well, I don't know, I guess to see how it's doing and if he still has it, if it closed up. She didn't give me much information last month when we came and she told me he had the heart murmur. So I'm hoping to get a little more insight on that. I'm just hoping to get more insight, but however, the thing is that this visit he's gonna see a different doctor. So this doctor's office has multiple doctors that work in there, and the appointment that I got was with a different doctor. It wasn't with his doctor that he saw last month. So let's see what she has to say about it, if she hears the same thing, or like what are the steps that we have to take. And well, I don't know, we're gonna just kind of I'm gonna find out more information. I'm a little nervous because I know a lot of people tell me like, oh, it's normal for children to have heart murmurs, but then they'll grow out of it, which I know it is because I did have a family member who had one and grew out of it. However, it's still a little nerve-wracking when it comes to like anything having to do with your children. But yeah, so, and then I'm a little more nervous or a little more anxious because I'm here alone. My baby's dad had to work today and my mom is at work. Actually, I should be leaving because it's already 2:20 and his appointment is at 2:30. So look at my precious little baby, he's asleep. Say hi, everybody. Say hi. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm honestly so freaking upset. Like, I'm so pissed off. Mentioned earlier, this doctor's office has multiple doctors, so the doctor that he saw today was a different doctor than who he saw last month that said that she heard the heart murmur, and now supposedly that doctor doesn't even work here or something. I don't even know. But this doctor freaking sucked. She freaking sucked, dude. She didn't even, she's like, oh, what are you in here for? And I was like, oh, to check his heart murmur. Literally just put the I don't even know what it's freaking called, the stethoscope, I can't even pronounce it, the stethoscope, I don't even know, okay, the thing to hear the heart. She put it on, and then she put it on his heart, and she's like, oh, he doesn't have a heart murmur. Like, dude, she barely even freaking heard his heartbeat. Like, and then the doctor from last month said it was small, and she like took her time with us, and she was listening intently like to his heart, like she took her time checking his heart, and this doctor literally just put it on his heart and like was like, oh, he doesn't have a heart murmur. And then she like listened like 2 more times, and then she was all like, oh, but he's so skinny, he's underweight, what do you feed him? And I was like, dude, what the heck, that's not even the point. Right here, according to Google, he's like a pound underweight. And I told her, okay, do you think maybe it's because he's been sick? I think he's been sick because he's been coughing, he's been sneezing, he's had green boogers. And she's all like, oh, she's like, no, he's so skinny. And then she's like, let me go check his weight. She didn't even have his chart with him. I mean, she didn't have his chart with her. And then like she took forever to come back, and then she's like, oh yeah, he's skinny, what do you feed him? Do you only feed him breast milk? Well, you need to start feeding him formula. I was like, what the heck? And now my baby's gonna start crying. I got the medical notes from Eliot's last visit and this visit. Mind you, these are different doctors. He was actually seeing a doctor the first, what is it, like 2 months of his life. He was going to a different doctor, but insurance changed and stuff, and so now he's coming to this doctor's office. And honestly, if he doesn't have a heart murmur, I'm glad, thank goodness, you know, whatever. If he does have one, I want to know and like the steps to go about it. My thing, why I was so upset, is because the way the doctor just came in, barely even checked him, barely even gave, like, I don't know, I saw her maybe 2 minutes. That's even too much, like a minute and a half. And she didn't take her time like the previous doctor we had seen took her time with us. She asked us questions, she walked us through everything, you know, like she really took her time with her patients. And this doctor was just like, whatever, no, barely listened to his heart. The other doctor took her time listening to his heart. And also, I told the doctor today, my baby has been sick. He's had a cough, he's had a runny nose, and he's had green boogers. Right here, patient symptoms: denies fever, denies vomiting, denies diarrhea. Okay, well, he hasn't had diarrhea. Denies cough. I literally said he has and a cough. Denies runny nose. I said he had a runny nose. Denies sore throat. Like, what? Oh my god, I am livid. I am so upset. I'm so upset. And she said that I'm starving my baby. And I told her, well, how? Like, he's like 1 pound underweight. And that's what I told her. I was like, maybe it's because he's sick. He's been sick. And she's like, no, he's not sick. Oh, because you're his mom. You live with him. Like, what? Oh my god. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Okay.
1 month later.
Okay, so really quick. It's a month later from the first clips where I'm like crying and upset. Eliot has his 6-month appointment for his vaccines, but this is with a different doctor. I'm going to talk to this doctor and then see what's going on. Hopefully he's not like the last doctor and just brushes me off, because I will be so upset. And I'm here at the appointment alone again, because I was so sure that the appointment was last week on Wednesday when Eliot's dad has the day off. So he was coming with me, but then I was like, I didn't get a reminder, and then I called them. Turns out that somehow my appointment got moved to today, which is Monday. So I'm all alone. Eliot's dad is at work. Eliot's grandma's at work. I'm alone. So I'm very nervous. I have anxiety because of my experience with the doctor last month. Wish me luck. I will come back and update you guys. Okay, I gotta go. The doctor's running late and I'm starving. I haven't eaten breakfast. Ugh, I'm gonna die. Say hi. Okay, so I'm just going to talk to you guys about Eliot's appointment, which was yesterday. It was his 6-month appointment for his 6-month vaccines, and he was now seeing another doctor. This is in the same doctor's office, but now the 3rd doctor that they had. I was really nervous since I did go by myself. It was just Eliot and I was nervous because I was alone, and my experience with the other doctor there at the office was terrible, and so I was worried how this doctor was going to be. He was very nice, very friendly. He comes in, he asked if I had any concerns, and I told him yes, that last time, the first time we had gone to that office, the first doctor that saw him said that she had heard a heart murmur and she wanted to check him in a month. However, apparently throughout that month, she retired. So
she didn't get to check him, and that's why we saw the other doctor. In the previous clips from last month, you will see that I am very upset and I am crying. The reason was because I felt like that doctor that saw him did not give us the time of day. Like, she didn't even read his charts, first of all, before she came into the to see us, and she just had put the stethoscope on his chest, like just went like this and was like, no, he's fine, he doesn't have a heart murmur. And I was like, and then she started talking about his weight, like completely ignored the fact of the heart murmur, and it just started talking about the weight, saying that I was starving him and that I needed to start giving him formula and that he was too skinny and whatnot. And so I was distraught, I was stressed. I started pumping out my milk, and luckily I have a bunch of frozen milk from when he was smaller. I was able to I produced way more than I needed to, so I was able to freeze that milk. So I started giving him that milk, and I was like, oh my gosh, am I starving him? I started thinking that I was a terrible mother, because she pretty much put that into my head, saying that I was starving him and that he was too skinny. When then I started like looking stuff up, and he's not too skinny, he's a good weight. Yes, he is a small baby, but it's because I'm a small person. His father is not that tall of a person either, so obviously we're not going to create a gigantic baby. Like, I'm a tiny person, I was a small baby, and he was only 7 pounds when he was born, so I mean, he's not gonna turn into a giant. So I started talking to some family members, and they told me like pretty much that since I'm a small person, my baby's gonna be a small person. Since I was a small baby, babies normally take after like their mom, and they will be a small child. So, which is literally what my son is. Like, I'm not starving him, I'm not a terrible mother. Anyways, back to the point. We go to see this other doctor in the same doctor's office, and I told him we came in October, and Dr. So-and-so said that she heard he had a heart murmur. So we came back, and the doctor that saw him that day, I feel like just brushed us off, didn't give us the time of day. I feel like she didn't thoroughly examine him, and I was wondering if you could please examine him correctly, because she said that he did not have a heart murmur. And if he doesn't have a heart murmur, that's great, but if he does, I just want to know what the process is and how to go about it. He was like, oh yeah, no, sure, it's okay, like I'll check him, lay him down, whatever. He did the exam, he started checking his heart, and he's like, yes, he does have a heart murmur. He's like, I'm not too worried about it, it seems like a normal heart murmur, especially because he is growing on track. And I was just like, that other doctor, like when he said that, it was just like a weight lifted off my shoulders. He said that Eliot was on track, that he was gaining weight, that he was looking good, looking healthy and everything, just that he did have the heart murmur. And so he is going to refer us to a pediatric cardiologist, which, well, that's now a new journey that we have to embark. But I'm just so happy that all of my stress is kind of off my shoulders, especially because this doctor and the first doctor that Eliot saw both said that it's a small heart murmur, that there's not too much to be worried about, but they just want to be on the safe side, which is good, thankfully, that they're doing something. But I'm just so relieved that I now have answers, and well, I mean, my baby's pretty much healthy other than that. But yeah, so that's why I was stressed in the previous clips, and that's why I was crying, because I was so upset with that interaction that I had with the other doctor. And from now on, like, all the appointments that I'm making for Eliot in the future are going to be with this male doctor that they have there, and not that other doctor that I saw. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I guess stay tuned for Eliot's journey on to see the cardiologist. Bye.